Elegant clothing, intricate designs, and experimental ready-to-wear collections may not be what come to mind when you think of Beirut. Beautiful garments from renowned fashion icons, neoprene cutouts from up-and-coming designers, and experimental creations from the fashion industry's next generation are all created underneath the Mediterranean hues and amongst the chaotic beauty of Lebanon.
I'm always inspired by Beirut, especially by my identity. I always create themes for my collection according to this idea of being Lebanese. We've had a lot of difficulty here in Lebanon. We can't seem to unify and to improve ourselves. And this is because of the diversity of cultures that we have. I created a collection that was called Phoenix. And it was a kind of a message from me. We can be together and we can improve together. And this is why I called it Phoenix. When you see the history of Lebanon, you can really realize how many wars we've survived and we were able to live again.
Lara Houri is a well-known fashion designer who had never planned to work in Beirut. After she finished her fashion studies at ESMOD, she wanted to stay on and find a job in Paris. But she was forced to stay in Beirut when the Lebanon war broke out in 2006, just 2 days after she returned for a holiday.
I got stuck here. I wanted to go back. I tried to go back and my visa got rejected. It was a sign for me that I had to stay here. I found a job at edgy. It was very interesting for me. A year after that, I was ready to go on my own.
Lara was helped to get to this point by Rabia Kairouz and the Starch organisation he set up with Tala Hajar. He spotted Lara's talent in a fashion show in Batroun in the north of Lebanon and asked her to take part in Starch, which offered her mentoring and a space to showcase her collection.
I realized that in the fashion industry, when I started to work, and then for like 10 years, I only saw people doing couture, not going really into the creative side of the business. And I realized that that was difficult because we don't have the industry, we don't have stores who encourage young Lebanese designer. So instead of nagging and saying, oh, people doesn't do it, no, I said, okay, let's do it. We have lots of talents and those talents has to be pushed.
Starch launched in 2008 and was a one-of-its-kind program to encourage homegrown fashion designers and a new generation, perhaps unsure where to start in this urban melting pot.
Lebanon is never a lake where everything goes smoothly and everything goes nice, because I've been living for the last 43 years in this country, and I've been born just before the war and raised during the war. It's like living in a boiling or in a wavy water. So in terms of fashion, this attitude gives lots of creativity. You can feel that there is lots of things happening. It's not smooth.
Andre Bakazi, the Dean of Alba University, explains he worked with the established designer Rabia Kairouz to open the country's first fashion school.
We have all the section here dealing with art, and we were missing something else, which is clothes, which has to reveal a little bit our tradition, our way of looking. And I think that's very important to have clothes giving a beautiful image of the country, of the way we look towards each other, and especially the experience in Lebanon.
The course's first students are being taught in Beirut and by the partnering Belgian school, Le Combe. It's not just about technical skills and learning to sew.
It's a 3-year program. The main part, which is like the art knowledge, art history, nude sketching, graphism, and then the more specialized parts about fashion. They arrive with a lot of information already. They're already in a little box in a way, and it's to really open doors for them, that they can realize that they can express what they have.
I want this school to give a certain opportunity to the young people to have the know-how, not to only to be creative by instinct, but they have to learn it, and then to create some movement inside the fashion, so we can give for our country something new.
As the godfather of the fashion program at Alba and as a mentor for emerging designers in Beirut, Rabbit is aware that it's not just about making clothes.
If we really look around, obviously we don't need anything. Who needs another chair? Who needs another table? Who needs another dress? Who needs another jewelry? But I think what we like, what we are always amazed by, is a story, is a human emotion. Just designing a beautiful thing doesn't mean anything. I mean, what's beautiful, what's useful. But I think designing and being able to bring your emotion and your thoughts into an object is something very important. It's something very unique. For any young generation, I would say exactly the same. Nobody's waiting for you, nobody needs you, but we need your emotion and your personal stories, because this is the only thing that will surprise us.
For Monocle in Beirut, I'm Louise Sinnerton.